Everyone, I'm back with another Wi-Fi battle. This time it's against a guy named Oliveraj from the Serbia chat room. He was looking for a battle, and I accepted, so we had a pretty decent match, so I'm going to post it, and here we go. He starts off with a Drapion, I start off with my Porygon 2. I trace his battle armor, which is pretty good, because he can't crit me now, but he actually sets up a Swords Dance. I thought he was going to set up Toxic Spikes, so I guess this is more of an offensive Drapion, and I'm going to T-Wave him. So I can become faster and hopefully get some power hacks, and I'm going to start going for the ice beams, and he's actually going to get paralyzed in this first turn, which is good for me but not for him, and he's going to get paralyzed twice in a row, and I'm going to take out his lead before he even gets to do anything, which is pretty good. So I start off with an early 6-5, and he's going to send in a Jolteon, and I don't want to stay in and get Thunderbolted, so I'm going to switch into my Nidoking, dodge the Thunderbolt, and I was hoping he would end up being Specs, but he's actually going to show me the Protect here, trying to scout what I'm going to do, and he sees that I'm going for the Earthquake, and I knew he would probably switch to something to dodge the Earthquake, but I didn't want to change moves just so I could get this Jolteon out of the way in case he was hoping I would over-predict, because Jolteons are annoying. And he swaps in a Staraptor to dodge the Earthquake and intimidate me, and I thought he would U-turn here, predicting the switch, but he actually goes straight for the Brave Bird and takes out my Nidoking, which sucks, because this is his first YouTube battle, and he sort of does nothing. But there'll be other battles for him. Sorry, Nidoking. So I'm going to go into my Choice Scarf Absol and go for the Stone Edge, and he's going to swap out into his Torkoal, probably predicting the Sucker Punch. And this is good for me because that's going to do over half and be a 2-hit KO as long as I can hit him. And I do hit him again, and he's not going to be able to set up his Stealth Rocks, and he loses his Rapid Spinner, which is always great. And it's a 5-4, and he's going to go into his Poliwrath, probably realizing I'm Choice now, and Poliwrath resists the Stone Edge, so I'm going to switch in my Porygon 2 because it's my physical wall, and I thought he would set up a sub, but he actually hypnosises, and he actually hits, which is kind of annoying. But it still has more of a chance to hit than miss, and I thought he would set up a sub here, so I stayed in to burn a turn of sleep, but he actually goes right for the Focus Punch, and that is going to do a lot to Porygon 2. And the fact that he lives this, considering it's a stab super effective Focus Punch, is pretty impressive. Porygon 2 is one of my favorite physical walls. And he goes for a Waterfall here, which I traced his Damp ability. He doesn't have the Water Absorb, so he can hit me with that Waterfall. And I'm going to send in my Swell to Revenge with the Brave Bird. He was probably hoping I would Protect, so he could set up a sub, but I didn't give it to him because I wanted to get rid of this Poliwrath. So I'm going to take a lot of recoil from that, and I'm going to get my Toxic Orb, which activates my Guts, so I can hit whatever he sends in hard. And he sends in his Staraptor, and I'm going to switch out because I thought maybe he was bluffing the Choice Scarf, and he did intimidate me, so I don't know if I could have one-hit KO'd it, but I'm going to switch anyway into my Sandslash. And he goes for the Close Combat here, which will now show me his item, and he is actually carrying a White Herb, which restores his stats if they drop. And if you ask me, it's not the best item for a Staraptor, but it's definitely interesting. And originality in Pokemon is few and far between these days, so yeah. He's just going to U-turn as I set up the Stealth Rocks, knowing he's going to switch, fearing the Stone Edge. And he's going to send in his Venusaur, and this is where I really wish I kept my Porygon 2 a sleep fodder, because he's going to sleep my Sandslash here. Oh wait, no, sorry, getting ahead of myself. I switch into my Swellow expecting the Sleep Powder or the Energy Ball, but he actually Power Whips, and that is going to hit my Swellow hard. And he can't really come back in, so I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird, hit this thing as hard as I can before I go out. And he's going to switch in his Jolteon to resist it, but it's still going to do a lot of damage because Jolteon's defenses aren't the best, and it's a Guts Brave Bird, which that'll do a lot to anything except maybe an Aggron. And just to revenge this thing, I'm going to send in my Absol. After I Night Slash him, he has to know I'm Choice Scarfed, so he's going to go into his Staraptor for the Intimidate. And I'm going to switch into my Sand Slash again, because an intimidated Absol, I can't hit it that hard, and I probably can't one-hit KO it with a Night Slash even at half health. And my Sand Slash can eat those close combats like a beast, and he's just going to stay in and let his Staraptor go down here and go for the Brave Bird. And Brave Bird is going to do a lot to my Sand Slash despite his great defenses, but I actually do survive it, and I'm going to be able to take out the Staraptor with a Stone Edge, and I actually don't miss a single Stone Edge in this match, which is kind of weird. I usually have terrible luck with those moves. So he's down to his last Pokemon. Actually, yeah, he's down to his last Pokemon, and it's his Venusaur, and this is where I wish that I had my Porygon 2 with Sleep Fodder, because I'm going to get an EQ off, and it's going to do a pretty good amount of damage to this thing, but not enough. And he's going to Sleep Powder, he hits, and I'm just going to leave in my Sand Slash, because I thought he would just take me out with a Power Whip, but he's actually going to set up his Leech Seed, so he's going to get a decent amount of health recovered before my Sand Slash goes down. Sorry, I'm using a new program for recording my battles, so if I'm talking too fast for the video, I apologize. But he sets up the Leech Seed, and between that and his Black Sludge, he's actually getting a lot of health back, which is not good for me, but I do get a second turn Wake, and I actually crit him here with the EQ, which it really wasn't good for him. But this Earthquake that he goes on my Sand Slash, it doesn't exactly take me out, but that's actually a good thing for him, because he gets that extra Leech Seed recovery. But it's not going to be enough, as I can just send in my Choice Scarf to Absol and take his Venusaur out for the win. So good game. Thanks everyone for watching, and I should be posting a lot more battles now, because Movie Maker was giving me problems, but now I have Vegas, so hopefully it's better, and see y'all later.